Hello dear cybernauts, you're welcome to another episode with Sustinary Energia. Today with you is Barrister Egbe Eyonga Kumbe, your expert in the sustainable development of natural resources in Cameroon and internationally. Specifically, I am interested in what has to do with consultants within my territory, Cameroon, who are interested in knowing what the Cameroonian law says as far as mining activities is concerned. In our last episode, I talked about part 1 and 2 of mining activities, which had to do with the different categories of forms of exploitation, the different types of mining activities. And lastly, I promised bringing to you what I am going to talk to you about today, which is the compulsory levies. As far as compulsory levies is concerned, we have to know that before exploiting mining substances or renewing or transferring any mining title, that if it's possible for you to do so, you have to first of all, as a company, show proof of payment of fees and taxes. It is in this light that we are made to understand that this proof of payment of fees or charges or taxes has to do with what you will present to the tax officers in accordance with the legislation in vigor. This legislation in vigor is the Finance Law of 2015. In the Finance Law of 2015, we are going to see what we need to know based on the tax base for that year, and also the recovery of taxes and the control of taxes. With that in mind, we delve into the very first part of our two limbs under compulsory levies, and that brings us to fixed charges. Now, when we talk about some levies that ought to be paid by mining operators, we will be made to understand that they have fixed charges or fees, and they also have proportional taxes. Under the fixed fees, which is the only limb I'll discuss today for purpose of convenience, we have the actual fixed charges and we have the annual superficial charges. Now, the actual fixed charges are contained in our general tax code in Cameroon, specifically under Article 239, sub 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. As far as the actual fixed charges is concerned, this is a compulsory levy which is for all persons desirous of having mining titles. All persons who want to have mining titles must pay these actual fixed charges. And how is it done? It is done based on the opportunities and the exploitation type which they envisage to carry out. Secondly, you should know that we have the annual superficial royalty. The annual superficial royalty is contained in Article 239 sub 9 of our general tax code in Cameroon. With that in mind, we will discover that the annual superficial royalty is for those people who are already holders of mining titles in Cameroon. And as far as annual superficial royalties is concerned, it has to be paid before the 31st of January each year. That means that if someone gets a permit after the 31st of January, then before the 31st of January of the next year, of course, which makes him his second year of owning that title, he ought to speedily pay his annual superficial royalty. That's basically what I needed to bring to your knowledge today. This annual superficial royalty is actually a land tax. When I say it's a land tax, what I mean is that, of course, just as I explained some seconds ago, it is a tax that is paid for those people who are exploiting the resources found underneath the land surface. So when you want to carry out exploitation, the first thing that you should get is a title. If you get your authorization, you move from step to step to step, you end up getting a title, and you will be called a title holder. Now, as a title holder, there is a land tax you pay. That's what is called the annual superficial royalty. This exactly is what you have to put in mind as far as fixed charges or fees is concerned in mining taxation. In our next episode, I'll bring to you proportional taxes, in which I'll elaborate on the extraction tax, and the ad valorem tax. Let's not hurry. Let's follow it gradually. The next episode is going to definitely be more interesting than this very one. Of course, this is an interesting episode too, but I know that you have so much more fun because our next episode will be specifying the types of things and the percentage you should expect on those things, so-called things. Of course, there are mineral oils I'm talking about. You have to know the precious stones, the precious metals, the geothermal and water deposits, all of those things. You will know how the Cameroonian law adjusts taxes onto them. So that's what I had to bring to you today, and I hope that in our next episode you will be very, very present. Hoping that this episode today was of great help to you. I remain yours loyal servant in the domain. Have a wonderful time. Thank you.